kind of worked out, and it worked as it should. And I haven't really done many lives, so while I'm going to be here for a long time, might as well do one that I've been asked to do in the comments of a few videos. So now's your chance if you want to ask away. I'm fairly relaxed here, and I'm not under massive pressure. So anyone wants to ask any questions, ask away, and I might answer them. You'd never know. Well, how's things? So yeah, just a bit of an idea, I suppose. I see a lot of the YouTubers doing this. Seems to help them. Where am I based? Based in Tralee, County Kerry, where the lovely Rosa Tralee is. Do I like Mikhail? Yes. I love my Fusion. Very happy with it. But you never know what else is out there, so you have to keep an open mind. I would never be a brand, I don't know, what would you call it, a brand, you know, I wouldn't say I'm not loyal, because if I get on well with something, I stay doing it, or I stay running on, but I'd always be open to trying something else and seeing how you get on with other machinery. So yeah, I just keep everything in mind, really. So Mikhail's, yeah, very happy with the new Fusion, but like that, I'd always keep an open mind to what else is out there. You have to keep on the curve and see what's up and coming. Sorry now, let's do this, so I have to go back and comments. Do you make many bales? Some years not enough, and other years too many. Be over 10,000 anyway, most years. Last year was probably the lowest year in a few years due to crops being a bit lighter and stuff, but we still got over the 10 anyway, thankfully. So this coming year, who knows? Would you ever do piss? No, I've absolutely no grow or no interest to go at that kind of work whatsoever, mainly because you just need too much machinery and you need too much help, and it's too time consuming. And to be honest with you, the rates just aren't there to be doing that kind of work. It's just too competitive a market. There's no point going at something if you're not going to make money out of it, really. So I'm going back along here now, sorry, I'm just checking the comments. Your thoughts on the new umbilical system versus tanker trailing shoe in terms of output? Right, okay, good question. Once you get set up going with the pipe, there is nothing to touch it for output, and I mean nothing. But everything has to be going right. The slurry has to be perfect. It just has to be very liquidy. It doesn't have to be like water, but it has to be liquid. You know, you'd see it. Anyone that agitates a good bit of slurry will understand. Sometimes it just has to be dead, but if it's nice and lively moving, you have a great hope with it. But it just has to be very lively slurry. Once you get that set up, it's deadly. One of the last jobs we done with it there, we were doing a lot of paddocks and stuff like that, which I thought it'd be slow, but you know, once we got going, deadly output out of it. And of course, it saves my back running around the roads as well, which is something you can kind of get sick of when you have enough of it done. But I wouldn't knock a tanker. A tanker will always have a place. But most farms, pipes are getting more and more popular the whole time. There's more and more piping going on every single year. So it's the way it's going. It's the way everyone is going to be eventually. We'll move on to our next comment. Did you run a Tanko wrapper? Yes, I did. I had a Tanko wrapper that was bought new in 2013, I would think. And that was changed for a slurry tanker. It was a 580G or something like that. I can't remember the model of it anyway. But a deadly machine. The lovely servo joystick controls. It was very nice to use. If I was still using a wrapper, I wouldn't see any reason not to. Bar the slowness. We moved to a twin satellite after that then, and there was no comparison in output really, but it was a Kieverline twin satellite that light, and it was a finicky kind of a yoke. You really needed to have your A game with you every day you went out with it. The MF 1135 you mentioned, any idea where it came from? No, I don't, unfortunately. I can ask my father, but I don't. I can't remember. I'm sure I was told, but I can't remember where it came from. Did you see the new Tanko Triple Moors? I did, yes. Interesting concept. Should be able to be run on, slightly lighter tractors, because you don't necessarily need as much horsepower as people think. Especially in lighter cuts, everyone, or not everyone, but a lot more people are going for multi-cuts now, up to 3 cuts a year. So you're cutting lighter grass the whole time. So your horsepower requirement is way down in these things. When you're trying to push one cut wonders through them, yes, you need the horsepower, but you're cutting 6 bales a year for crops. You don't need the horsepower. So should be able to be running lighter tractors, and it's also always a huge fear there of a lift arm snapping or something like that with a set of butterflies on the back of the tractor. So yeah, the Tankos are an interesting concept. I think they're a bit wider as well, which you can do when you're carrying them the way they carry them. Probably something to watch in the future, I'd imagine. Sorry. Did you make the bale trailers from Arctic ones? Yes, we did. We've made 4 of them now, I think. Very first one we made is still there. That's the green small one, 14 bale one. And ironically, that was probably the best chassis we had. The rest of them needed a bit more work to get them up and going. Pros for it, I suppose, you're starting off with the chassis and you have your axles, and that's already squared and level and all is right there. When you go into making them from scratch, the most difficult part of all of that side of it, in my opinion, is trying to get everything straight, everything square, and everything level, and of course the cost of it as well. Steel is going up and up, but them lorry chassis are actually getting hard to get, because there's a big export for them, especially the ones with the drum brakes. You get the ones with the disc brakes relatively easy enough, but the ones with the drum brakes are going hard to get. So that kind of thing is probably gone, to be honest. And if not, very few years left in it. It's probably all going to be, shall we say, manufacturer-made trailers, I'd imagine, are going to be on the market, or are going to be bought a lot more. There'll be less and less conversions going on the whole time. Plus, there's less people interested, or less people around to do that kind of work now anyway. Right, we'll see what else we have. What's your thoughts on the ban of the splash blade? Probably coming down the road. I'd imagine it's going to be it's going to be banned in the next few years. So I don't know, is there 2 or 3 more years? Probably, I'd say. It's going anyway. There's a lot of people not using them anymore. I think everyone will be moved by the time it's banned anyway, so probably won't be a huge problem. So I don't think there's anything else I can give you any advice on. Would you advise, without buying, would you give for a cat digger? I'm sorry, I know absolutely nothing about diggers. I'd only be lying to you if I said I did. I haven't a clue. Just drive the odd one and that's it. Other than that, haven't an absolute iota about them. So we're shoving up in the 10 minutes now. If we don't get a few more in, I suppose I'll nearly leave it at that, really. There's no point dragging it on and dragging it on. I'm not a huge goer on. I'm just kind of straight to the point and that's it. Which sometimes is a bit of a downfall, but that's just the way we are. So yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. Thanks everyone who's tuned in. Might do another one in a week's time or whatever. This has actually gone better than I thought it would, so we can do another one if need be. So yeah, thanks everyone for your questions, and we'll talk to you later.